In a self-report, the participant gives the researcher information about themselves directly. This is different from experimental tests or observations where the researcher finds the data out from the participant. There are basically two techniques. There are two techniques, questionnaires and interview, both of which like ask the participants questions. So with the questionnaire first, because you know, even with interview, we need to have questions and questionnaires. In a questionnaire, the questions are presented to the participant in a written form. This may be on a paper as like online survey, could be through emails, etc., etc. There are several different types of questions. The two most important are closed questions, which have a fixed set of possible responses and, okay, closed questions, fixed sets of possible responses, and with this is basically you already have like this, like question 1, 2, 3, and 4, so on and so forth. Is normally used for like quantitative data, which we're gonna talk about it later. Basically, closed question would be like yes or no. Kind of, is it black, white, or red? It is easy to analyze, you know, because it's like yes or no. So you can give like 1 as yes and 0 as no. However, it's like it can give you really like low return rate and also participant may lie, because you know, with the social desirabilities like bias, where people want to make themselves look good, trying to present oneself like best light by some like determining what the test is asking. So compared to that, the open question we ask for like descriptive answer in the participants' like own words. So closed questions comparing can take the form of like simple choices such as like those asking for yes or no answer or items from a list. Other forms of closed questions could include like rating the scale, like 0 to 5 or 0 to 10. Like what is your gender, male, female, your nationality, how do you travel to school, walk, by motorbike, bus, train, or car, so on and so forth. However, with the open questions, prompt the respondent to give detailed answer, which would be long, obviously. They contain more in-depth detail than the answer to closed questions and are more likely to be able to explore the reasons behind the behaviors, emotion, or reasoning. The typical question would be like, why? Or could you provide the reasons or describe? So some example would be like, why do you believe to help people who suffer from phobias? Why, what do you think about children having access to internet? How you suggest parents should discipline their children? When do you feel it is important to allow young people the freedom to control their own TV viewing? Or describe your views on the use of social media sites with regards to encouraging helping behavior, or explain how you would respond if you were told to hurt another person. Something like that. So with these two questionnaires, questionnaires using mainly closed questions are easier to analyze than interviews, using more open questions, as they can be used to produce total of each category of answers. So making it simple to summarize the findings, it is also possible to work out averages, which can help to describe the pattern of the results, where the qualitative data is gathered from the questionnaires. It produces more detailed, in-depth information. This is actually an advantage, although it also leads to a problem. So it's like kind of like two sides of the sword. answers to open questions have to be like interpreted, and this can lead to like lack of like reliability, as the researcher may not be consistent in their interpretation. If more than one researcher is involved, there may also be differences between them and cause lack of the inter-rater reliability. One problem with questionnaire is that it is easy for participants to ignore them, which means the return rate may be really low. Importantly, the people who do reply to questionnaires may all be like quite similar. For example, like time to spend because they are unemployed or like retired. This would mean all people who fill the questionnaire would be quite similar. Also, another problem with questionnaires is that participants may lie, as I mentioned before. They may do this because they want to look more acceptable, which is called like social desirability bias. Participants may also lie if they believe they have worked out the aim of the study. To avoid this, the researchers sometimes include filler questions. So with the filler questions, the aim is like to answer to filler questions are not analyzed in research, since they're like served only to hide the real purpose of the story of the like study. So it's kind of a bit like Inception. So it's like a question before the real questions.
Okay. Filler questions.